Hello again, YouTube. Global Halls, prior enlisted Marine, military history buff, and overall somebody who just does a lot of research. This one is just going to be an update video about some of the things that have been going on with my health. Those of you who've been watching some of my videos are going to have heard me talk about where I've been experiencing neuropathy, where all four of my limbs are numb, and where my eyesight is clouded in my right eye, and both eyes are light sensitive and the olfactory sense of taste and smell are still out of whack. And the doctor has actually been thinking that since they actually did spot some optic nerve damage, thought it was actually some inflammation in the central nervous system all along my spine and somewhere in my brain as well. That what he what they did on Monday is they decided they were going to do an MRI so that way they could actually test for it. Fortunately, if he's right, and I think he is, simply because of the fact that I have actually been feeling tightness in my back for quite some time, and even when I haven't been working, that tightness has not resolved itself, so I think he's onto something there. As that I've actually looked into it, there are a couple treatment options that are available. I did that MRI Monday. I'm recording this Wednesday. And next Tuesday, I'm going to actually be discussing it with the neurologist. And on Monday, I had to spend an hour inside of the MRI. And at first, it was a novelty thing. I was actually kind of like, okay, this is really cool. I mean, what all sounds is this thing going to make? Because I was hearing all those different whirs and beeps and boops and that it was making, and I was just listening to them all, and after about 30 minutes, the novelty had worn off, and I was getting a little fidgety. So this is going to be a little moment where I'm going to have to say something that it's like I know Mom would have been very proud of if she were still here to brag about her boys like she was so fond of doing. So in order to keep myself from getting fidgety, I decided to occupy my mind by playing a game of chess in my head. Um, So that's something that Mom would have been very happy about because she was the chess club president when she was going to Perry McClure all the way up until she graduated with the class of 1984. So she made sure that my brother and I learned how to play the game very early on in our life. I was not even able to pronounce the word diagonal properly by the time I actually learned how to play. So that was when I was 4. And it was actually a point of laughter for her because she always thought it was rather cute that I would pronounce it diagonal. So the fact is that she did her job, did that, raise her boys around chess so well that one of them could actually play the game in his head. Would be a moment of pride for her. So one of her favorite pastimes was bragging on her boys. So I can hear her say, I could hear her as I was playing this game in my head in the middle of the MRI going, "That's my boy." So, with that part having been said, I'm going to be looking forward to actually getting this particular part done, and lucky for me, if there is spinal inflammation involved, I've checked, there is treatment involved. One involves a prescription steroidal pill, and the other one involves blood plasma being transfused into my back. Either one is supposed to help. I have actually met a few people, talked with some people who've actually had to have that done before with the blood plasma transfusion. Yeah, so it'll work out rather well in my case. So, with it's like I'm really looking forward to this because a lot of the things that I like to do for relaxation that I get enjoyment out of in life has been stripped from me. I like to video game. I can't do that. Would there's some books that I would love to read. Can't do that easily. I can still read. Very, very difficult to do at some points. Oh, somebody was calling. I don't recognize the number. I'll let it go to voicemail. So, that being said, it was one of those cases of where there's that. I like getting some range time in. Well, if I can't see, I can't sight it into the rifle. And for occupational therapy, I've even attempted to do reload drills on some of my rifles like I would back in service. And I almost broke the weapon because I almost got the magazine jammed in it. So, no reload drills. Not right now. So, I was like, I enjoy working on my truck, which needs an oil change, and I enjoy doing it. As like, and I was like, I even loved the smell of oil, grease, and gasoline. I love those smells. Even diesel was pretty good, and even those smells have been denied me. They don't smell nearly as good as they used to. And it's like I've loved the smell of a well-tuned V8. It's like that smell has been denied me as well. So I'm looking forward to trying to get some of these things back, and I've point blank figured if the neurologist tries these things and they don't work, I'm going to just tell him go back to the drawing board and figure something out. It's like new treatment, experimental, hypothetical. I don't care. I want to get this done. It is affecting my quality of life to the point of where, at this point, it's actually hurting my psychological health. So the next time I talk to the neurologist, I also would like to talk to a psychologist, which until April, I actually had one in family. So talking to a psychologist was as easy for me as it was calling mom. Obviously, I can't do that anymore. So I probably need to talk to another one, to a psychologist, and get some more tools to help me deal with the issues because I'm reaching the end of my rope with this one as well. And so I know it's hurting my psychological health. I know that I need to find more tools, more ways to deal with this in order to get through it. So, but that's what happens when you honestly haven't been well for. I haven't been well for a year and a half almost. As of July 20th, it will have been a year and a half since my run-in with the virus, and I haven't been right since. So, it's gonna wear on anybody, and I know it is. But it's like I'm not giving up. I just need to find some ways to deal with it better. It's like the physical and occupational therapy. I don't think it's actually been helping that much. It's like I've ran out of visits with them. I'm still doing like here is called the tanning glides that the occupational therapist gave me to work with, and they're not. It's like those and other exercises the physical and occupational therapist has given me has not made that big of a noticeable difference in how I've been dealing with issues. I just need to get the base problem out of the way before I actually get back to what I was doing. Although the fact that there is treatment options on the table, if they happen to prove to be helpful, I'm going to go ahead and declare it. I've got a list of firearms that when I am capable, I do want to shoot on the range again. I intend to. It'll probably take me all day to pop all the ammunition off that I want to. But I'm thinking I might make it into a social event where there's a barbecue and shooting going on, so you can bring your own rifle and ammunition if you want to come join me on the celebration. And if you want to shoot anything on my list, there's a simple rule. BYOA. Bring your own ammo. But those of you who've been following me from the very beginning, I really do appreciate this. Yeah, so I do want to make sure that everybody is aware of that there is at least hope, and I'm not going to let the doctor give up on me. Absolutely no way. One of our more famous generals, Patton, was quoted as saying, "Never, ever, ever, ever give up," and I don't intend to. Even if I have to find a different way to get to the objective, I'm going to get there from here. And my objective is to get to where I at least have a 90% restoration of my senses. So that way I can work with a 90% restoration. I'd prefer 100, but I'll take 90. Because at least then I can still function about as well as I could before this was an issue. And I can even, on some days, even pretend the problem doesn't exist at all. But I've been lovely. Those of you who've been watching me, you've been awesome. And I hope you guys have a good day.